Sorry, no, this is not The Isle. It's actually a podcast that we're doing tonight. I think I should change the thumbnail so you get the idea of what this is. I like how your podcasting is just like the Fallen Kingdom and The Isle threads. You guys can be silent for a moment while I do that. Finally, we're here. Anyway, hello my co-highs, hope you're doing well. I am your host, Tyrannos Senpai, and welcome to our first ever podcast episode with Karkaro, Caitlin, and Jurassic Master. That's your cue to say hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello there.
Oh my lord, that was pathetic. That was pathetic. You get the angry baby. But anyway, welcome to our first podcast episode of Ancient Futures, where we talk about how it would be possible if humans and dinosaurs were put in a situation where they would have to be coexisting with one another. This has nothing to do with Jurassic World Dominion. It is based on it, but this is not set in the Jurassic World universe. We're actually taking this a bit seriously. Like, is it actually possible for a human population to exist with dinosaurs? That's what we're trying to figure out today. So we got all kinds of topics, but today we actually have one topic in particular that I think is the most important, and that is, in our current society, do we think that dinosaurs and humans could actually live together in the current world we live in? That's what we're going to try to figure out today.
I'm excited for this topic. Let's get into this.
Yep. So, I think to begin, we need to talk about where we live as a whole. I live out in the country. I live where there's a lot of farmland, there's cows, there's horses. I see an occasional donkey every now and again. It is a very, I don't know what you say, urban, suburban? I don't know. It's very country living out here. I live in the middle of nowhere. This, I think, would have probably a great impact in the dinosaur population when you think about it. This place, I've seen coyotes. I know there are raccoons around here as well. And, just think about it. Hold on, let me try to get my
okay.
Bearings, yeah.
Well, the herbivores would kill your crops that you're growing, so that would be a problem.
Yeah, I feel
so
like...
There'd be have to be big electric fences to keep them out.
Yeah, herbivores would be the most detrimental to your farms, because I think it'd be even more dangerous than the carnivores, because they'll ruin your harvest. They'll get into your corn, your pumpkins, your squash, whatever you're growing. They'll eat that. It's hard enough to feed cattle. Imagine something as big as a triceratops entering your frickin' farm and just eating your crops. Now, take that and multiply that by 5 or 6 triceratops, a herd of them. Your crops are going to be gone in one night.
Yeah.
So you would need a fence to not even a wire fence. You'd need something able to keep them out.
And that would be a law too. There would be so much laws if dinosaurs lived with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And first off, there wouldn't be biosyn. I know we're not talking about Jurassic World Dominion, but if we were in that universe, I don't think we would be making even more dinosaurs to live in our world.
No, I don't.
We've already had enough.
Except Jack Horner. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah. But yeah, like I know that there are stories from Africa and India, like with elephants getting into people's like villages and raiding their crops and things like that. I feel like a dinosaur would be far more, you know, detrimental and damaging to your fields than an elephant, because we're talking about animals that are even bigger than that. I mean, a triceratops alone is 9 meters long. It's a big animal, and it needs to eat a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Basically, like an elephant.
Oh, even bigger.
Yep.
Now, that's not even the crazy part. We have even bigger dinosaurs, the sauropods. That's not even gonna probably satisfy a whole herd of them. Like, they're just gonna eat all your food and move on.
Yeah.
I think if we did have dinosaurs, they would be like smaller, because back then they had more vegetation than we do now. So if we did have animals, they'd probably be the size of cows.
Yeah, so we would be looking at dinosaurs like, say, Camptosaurus or Pachycephalosaurus and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, those would be herbivores that wouldn't be, it's fine. That wouldn't be too detrimental if they came in. They'd be annoying, but it wouldn't be that bit. It wouldn't be as, damaging as, like, a giant herbivore.
Yep.
Also, think of all the poop that the herbivores would excrete in your farms.
We have a lot of fertilizer.
Yes, you could use it as fertilizer, but how much of it would you have to use?
You can also, people would be dealing dinosaurs for farms so they could eat the weed. Like, get, maybe some protoceratopses, like 2 or 3, and they can eat all the bad crops for you and weeds.
Kind of like goats or things like that.
Yeah.
Of course, this is only, and we'll get deeper into this because we got all kinds of topics to cover, like farming, agriculture, pets, war, things like that. But we're just talking about, like, could they actually live in our current environment? And we haven't even talked about carnivores, like raiding farms. That's even, I said herbivores were worse, but I think carnivores would probably get the bad rep because they would steal, cows and pigs and horses and things like that. I don't know how expensive. I don't know how expensive it is to buy new cattle and things like that. But I imagine you have to pay through the nose to get them. If something like a T-Rex comes into your farms and eats your cows, you got a problem.
Yep.
It will be more hungry. It has a big metabolism. It depends how much cows and horses and cattle you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
they would have to live in a dome. Like humans would have to live in like a
biodome or something.
With walls.
And first of all, did they survive the meteor, or were they recreated back to life?
Oh, this is like a what-if scenario that they never went extinct.
Okay, so there would be laws tons and tons of years ago then, and new technology.
Yeah. Like, we would literally have to rethink our architecture just to be able to sustain ourselves in a world of dinosaurs.
And here's a theory. You could also, yeah, but there could be human. There could be human sanctuaries and like islands.
Yes.
Like a tropical getaway. Like, no dinosaurs. This is sweet.
Yep.
Yes, but you get to live there, like Hawaii or something. Just an island that has a human sanctuary.
Yeah.
I feel like you would have to worry about, like, marine reptiles.
Yeah, and pterosaurs. Don't forget them, too. But that's the sky and the sea. Nothing really on the land.
Yeah.
There are a lot of birds in Hawaii, though, so I'd expect to see something like Microraptor and Archaeopteryx and things like that.
Yeah.
So...
And also, don't forget about this. More evolution and different dinosaurs.
Yeah, we gotta think about the time periods.
Yeah, there's a possibility that evolution, does have an effect on these. I mean, we could potentially be seeing dinosaurs that might not even exist. We could potentially see, like, an evolved form of T-Rex without arms.
Real Indominus Rex, even.
And they might evolve because of us, too.
Yeah.
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 We might actually have a real Chickenosaurus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting back to the like being detrimental to like agriculture, we haven't even covered small carnivores. As I said before, I've seen coyotes in my area. I've seen like their footprints. I've even seen a live one in a field, like in the fence, like it was there with the cattle, and that makes you think. Well, something like as small as a velociraptor might also be just as dangerous. Like it's about the size of a dog, but it can still be very deadly. Like if it gets near your goats or your sheep, it's gonna kill them.
And it still has years to evolve, so it could have more claws, more teeth, more social interaction.
Yeah.
So that would be even worse.
Yeah, well, it turned like in actual life, velociraptors weren't actually really that social animals. They actually only worked together like when they were both taking advantage of the same situation. As soon as the animal was down, it was every dinosaur for itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's really how it actually went down. At least that's what scientists are saying. Compies, I don't think they'd actually be that foreseeable of a threat. They're too small to really do any damage, except like things like chickens or things like that.
In Florida, they could be used to hunt iguanas and all those crickets and stuff.
Yeah,
they can be used for that.
Yeah. And I live.
If we never had iguanas though, because we had dinosaurs instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I mean, they might kill off all the iguanas, like smaller reptiles.
We're gonna have the same
mammals
animals we do now if we have dinosaurs.
We want to be able to swim in lakes because of Spinosaurus and all those fish.
Yeah.
We want to be able to swim anywhere.
Well, here, take it from a guy that actually does live in Florida. I have alligators. I'm not near a body of water, but I used to live in a neighborhood. There was a 6-foot gator in a body of water right behind our backyard, and I've actually gotten really close to it, and it was really chill. We need to treat these subjects like they're actual animals and not monsters. Like, they're not going to kill just because they want to.
I like gators.
Yeah, me too. They're pretty chill. I've actually held a couple.
I've held a baby.
Yeah.
There might not be small alligators. They might be the size of Dinosaurus, size of Megalodon, or they just devolved to be smaller.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, an alligator as big as a Dinosaurus, or heck, even a real Dinosaurus, that'd be kind of scary to think about. Like, imagine that in your backyard.
There would be, and also, for people that live in, like, cities that are rich, they could hire, like, military people to watch their doors and watch their houses formed for dinosaurs. That's what I've thought about.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, like, how do I say this? In Florida, we have this thing, like, even that we have to watch every little puddle of water because there could potentially be a gator in there. And if you don't know for a fact that there's an alligator in there, you don't go in it. If you do know there's one in there, definitely don't go in it. Like, you don't know where there's a gator hiding, so you have to make sure it's absolutely safe before you go in. I feel like that'd be like the same thing for a Dinosaurus. Like, you'd have to like make absolutely sure that there's not been a single sighting of those things anywhere in your area. Like, that's your safest best.
There would be a lot more people that have pools in their backyard. A lot more people, and not a lot of people would swim in lakes and stuff because of that.
Well, Florida is a very much hot state. Almost every house you see, except mine, of course, has a pool of some sort, to keep cool. As long as that thing is fenced off or like on like a patio, it's a Dinosaurus isn't going to go near it. Plus, chlorophyll is harmful to reptiles, so if they go in the water, it's going to hurt them.
Yeah. You still got to worry about snakes, though.
Oh yeah, like Titanoboa and things like that.
Yeah, there was a what's that black snake called in Florida? That was a little baby one. Was in my grandparents' pool one time.
Oh, ew, ugh. I'm pretty.
Get it out of the pool.
I'm pretty sure it was just a rat snake. Those aren't toxic, so it's fine.
Yeah, but then we also had a little python too. That wasn't very good.
Okay, python I'd be a bit more worried about, but Titanoboa, because it's more like an anaconda than anything else, I think I'd be more worried. Like, I'm pretty sure they'd be like somewhere in South America, like they were in actual life. Like, I don't think they would be able to live around here.
Titanoboas could choke Deinosuchuses, so
Oh,
if we
yeah.
had big alligators, we could use those to reduce the population.
But wouldn't it be just like the Burmese python and the American alligator situation,
Yeah.
where the python is just an invasive species?
And that's a whole new problem on your hands.
Yeah, you got a giant snake reproducing all over Florida, and it's killing off your top predator in the Everglades.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, that's basically just like my general area. What about you guys? Like, I'm pretty sure we have people around here that live in cities, in the suburbans, or things like that. Like, how would, like, we go everyday lives with dinosaur encounters?
There would be new networks that like guarantee no dinosaurs or whatever. I can't think of a certain topic, but there would be more guarantees of things on the internet. Make sure that no dinosaurs go into facilities or anything, all that kind of stuff
We
in
wouldn't
cities.
have the internet if we had dinosaurs, though.
Well, we have to think of it like our current world,
Yeah.
exactly as it is right now. The only difference is there are dinosaurs along with
Oh.
us, just like
I have a feeling
just
we
like
could
in
all have,
Dominion.
Live in like walled cities and go out
Yeah.
if we need to. And actually, our livestock would be the dinosaurs.
Well,
Yeah.
we also have
Yes,
to
that's
like
what I was thinking
yeah.
too.
Yeah. But also imagine like what it'd be like to have modern animals like around, like, because that's also what the hell am I saying? I cannot form words. We also have to consider the possibility of modern day animals being around alongside us as well, like not just dinosaurs exclusively. Like they can't be the only thing that exists.
Yeah.
I feel like they would be like just killed out quickly because they're being like the bigger dinosaurs would eat lions and tigers and like the smalls and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, have you guys ever heard of the novel series Primitive War by Ethan Pettis?
Yes, I want that book so much.
I got the first book, the field guide to the dinosaurs in the first two books, the short story one, and the second book, which I'm currently reading. I'm remembering in the first book when the father T-Rex in that series killed an elephant and ate it. That image is sticking in my head of like just seeing the world's current largest land animal being taken down by the world's largest carnivore in North America.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of scary to think about. That even the biggest animal on land stands no chance against a full-grown Rex.
Mm-hmm. Jeez.
I feel like cities would be a dangerous place to live in, especially because you're in a
I don't
cramped
know.
space. Like, imagine
It might
if
not be
a
if they're, like, walled
stampede.
off.
Imagine if like a stampede of like sauropods just comes through your city block. Your cars are gonna get crushed.
I don't know. I feel like it would be more safe in the city because it's like you have more people. You can get more people to rally up and like, all right, let's take out this dinosaur. If you're like in a rural country,
Okay.
you
But
don't see
with
people
taking
for,
them,
like,
with taking
2
them
miles.
out, there has to be a problem, right? Because think about it: a sauropod, like say a Patasaurus, they're over 80 feet long.
Yeah.
If you shoot that thing, kill it, and it lands on a power line, what are you gonna do? You got a multi-ton dinosaur corpse just sitting there, and you have no electricity. And if you've ever seen beast whale corpses, if you dissect them the wrong way, they explode.
Oh yeah, that is something.
So you kill a sauropod, you got a big mess on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You would need a helicopter or a transport truck.
Yeah. I mean
if,
and maybe like whales, you can use the sauropods for oil.
Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Like, I'm pretty sure it's a certain part of the whale.
Whales, they have blubber. Is it the blubber that we use?
I'm pretty sure.
Oil?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
And sauropods don't have that.
Use most of the parts of the whale for different things.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just an Apatosaurus. Now, take an Apatosaurus, remove it, and replace it with something like Argentinosaurus, the biggest animal to ever live on land. You got an even bigger problem because those things are, so far anyway, the biggest dinosaur ever.
Yeah.
That's
I
going to
mean,
be
you
even
could-
more of a mess.
I have a feeling if we did have dinosaurs, they like if we started from the beginning with them, I think they wouldn't grow to be so big. They would like not be so big. They'll just eventually devolve into smaller animals,
Yeah.
Mhm.
kind of like regular animals.
But the more likely situation is, like, because it's a city, because it's a compact environment, we'd actually see a smaller sauropod like Brachycephalopan or Maguarosaurus, things like that, or Amargasaurus, because those are smaller sauropods.
Yeah.
Like,
Hold on, my mom's calling. I'll be right.
okay,
And I wonder if, like, if we're able, since we lived with them for so long, maybe we're able to tame them.
well, we'll talk.
And
We'll
then
definitely
maybe
touch on
they'll-
that topic at another time when we, go through,
Yeah.
Agriculture and just domestic pets and things like that. But like we have all kinds of topics we're going to talk about, but we're going to try to answer the simple question: is it actually possible to live with dinosaurs in our current world? I mean, obviously, it seems like we're leaning towards no.
Well, I say if we had like walled off cities where we go out like every so often, or if we have like pinned dinosaurs that we use for livestock,
Yeah.
maybe, and keep all the violent non-domestic ones out.
Yeah.
That'd
I
work.
feel
the
like
city,
even the
I think we
carnivores
could be
could
able
be
to survive.
useful to a degree. Like you can
Mhm.
keep like a velociraptor like a sheepdog or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be the
For
guard
the-
dog.
Yeah, for the bigger cities, you could, how you can have you have a scarecrow to scare away like crows and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
could
of
have
course.
if there's like some kind of hadrosaur that's constantly coming into your city, play a carnivore sound effect to have it warded off so that it doesn't keep coming back. Of like,
Yeah.
hey, there's danger here. Do you really want to come over here?
Well,
But
how would
really,
you
it's just
how
a
would you know the
siren.
sound was playing? Because if science has told us anything, is that dinosaurs can't roar. They
Oh,
make
yeah, you're
they
right,
make
you're
sound. They make low frequency sound like an elephant or a crocodile.
Yeah.
But we're
So,
still able to record that though, because we can record.
like, hold
bad
on.
Yeah, we're
sounds.
with them.
Have you guys ever heard a simulated T-Rex sound effect?
I think I have.
Hold on,
possibly.
let me quickly look this up on YouTube.
Maybe.
There's one, and you guys can listen in on this too, that I found. Real Tyrannosaurus Rex sound. This is a simulation of what T-Rex may have actually sounded like, and it is chilling. Like, I'm pretty sure, and you're gonna want your headphones like on some pretty high volume, because this sound that you guys are about to hear is extremely rumbly. Alright, I just posted it in general. Alright, ready? In 3, 2, 1, play. Now, I want you guys to listen real closely. You hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I don't hear anything.
That's chilling.
It is so bassy. You wouldn't just hear it, you would feel it. It is vibrating
whale,
my
though.
headphones.
It is.
The sound would go through the ground and up into you.
Ooh.
It is chilling to the bone. By the way, for those of you that are watching, this is a YouTube video by Jack Mills. If you want to look them up on YouTube real quick and take that a listen. That sound is scary. A lot of scientists have said that T-Rex may have sounded a lot like the Jaws theme song, and after hearing that,
Yeah, I want that too.
yeah. But yeah, if you play a sound like that, I imagine like an herbivore is going to be like, "Oh crap, there's a T-Rex in the area."
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds so cool. You can't really hear it, but it's like they can't roar. They do rumbles.
Yeah,
It's just like a warning. It's just so cool.
yeah. He also did a part 3 of this where it was just like a Godzilla. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen Godzilla, 2014.
Yeah.
It's literally
sure.
just the dorsal plates sliding off the whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
But just bassier and lower. But yeah, like there's also simulations that I've heard of velociraptors. It sounded a lot like a like a stellar sea eagle, which is kind of like a cackle, like a.
Yeah, I could definitely see him sound like that.
Yeah, but yeah, like kind of like a scarecrow. Yeah, just like you said, only just play the audio of a T-Rex.
Yeah, that'll definitely ward off dinosaurs and people who are trying to steal your crops.
Yeah.
And people.
I'm pretty sure people wouldn't be so fooled because they know, oh, it's just a scarecrow of a T-Rex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if there was an actual Rex in the area, it'd be like, uh-oh. Like, that it's going to hear this, and it's going to be coming to dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe...
You also gotta think, how intelligent are these animals?
A lot of dinosaurs have been said to have had intelligence comparable to that to modern-day mammals and birds. The Troodon, or the Troodon family, because Troodon's no longer a valid genus, has the largest brain-to-body ratio of any dinosaur type, and they've been speculated to have been about as smart as a modern-day crow, which is the smartest bird alive today. Like they'll crack,
dolphin's smarter than we are.
They'll crack nuts by dropping them on the road and letting cars run over them. They're that clever. Like crows are extremely smart birds.
They are.
So, and
I'm
T-Rex
wondering about marine
itself.
dinosaurs though.
Oh yeah, like
A dolphin is
mosasaurs
like 10
and
times smarter than
pliosaurs,
us
things like that.
in brain capacity, I think.
Well, I don't think we'd be seeing something about that smart like in the sea, because when you really think about it, the mosasaurus is literally, and Jurassic, you know this too, mosasaurs are relatives of monitor lizards and snakes. So they wouldn't be as intelligent as like a mammal. They'd basically be just a giant sea lizard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think there would be people? You know how there's like people who go in like Shark Tanks and like go out into the open ocean?
Definitely.
Like,
there would definitely do that.
I feel like you need to sign a paper.
Yeah, there'd be a waiver.
No in this trip.
Like you have to pay a hefty fine and a waiver just to do this.
Yeah,
I imagine that
would be fun.
Yeah, I imagine you'd have to be like Nigel Marvin and have like a cage that's shaped like a ball, so it can't bite it.
Yeah.
And remember, the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World is highly exaggerated. It's way too big. In actual life, they would have been around 40, 50 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry you guys, but the Mosasaurus in Jurassic World, like a lot of the other dinosaurs, are too big to be real.
Like Megalodon and the ancient whales that I used to eat. That were in the dinosaur era.
Megalodon didn't come until 2 million years.
Oh.
So it came long after the death of the dinosaurs.
But see, we're also talking about if that didn't happen.
Yeah. But if that did happen,
So
imagine the titanic battle between Mosasaurus and Megalodon. That would be a spectacle to behold.
Yeah.
Like, who would actually win that fight?
Top 10 anime battles.
There'd be a Nessie.
Like, it could really go either way, really. But I feel like the Megalodon would probably be more in favor.
Yeah. Got some more jaw radius.
Yeah.
And quicker speed.
Yeah, I don't know how quick. Like, I actually don't know who's quicker, the Mosasaurus or the Megalodon. I don't know, actually. That's a good question.
I feel like Megalodon would be the fastest one.
Yeah, but for how long though? Because you got to remember that these animals, while they're fast, they do have their limits.
Yeah. They're also giant.
Mosasaurus was 30 feet long, while Megalodon was 60.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
But because of evolution, could have evolved or devolved? Devolved, so we don't know.
Well, they still say Megalodon is still around, actually.
That's a myth.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Sure.
That is 100% a myth. Megalodon went extinct mostly because of like starvation.
Well,
and
they
things
did
like
find those whales that I used to eat a long time ago.
Like 2 million years, not even that long ago.
Randomly popped up.
Yeah.
With a big giant.
Yeah, not too long ago. Just 2 million years ago.
Like
guys.
Megalodon died off as soon as the earliest human life came around.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megalodon were specialists. They lived in warm waters and they hunted whales. Once the water started to get cooler, the whales went north, and megalodons couldn't follow, and they went extinct as a result.
But they did find that whale that it used to eat though.
What, a
Recently.
sperm whale?
No, it was it had like a red. It was like a great white. Well, not a great white. It was like a blue whale, but it had like a reddish tint to it, I think. But they found one of those with a giant hole in it on a beach somewhere.
That could have very easily just been the corpse rotting.
Keep
Well,
in
they
mind,
studied the bones. It was the exact same bones as the one from when Megalodon was still alive.
keep in mind, we wouldn't have birds because dinosaurs were around. So it would still take evolution. So birds wouldn't even be around.
Raptor birds.
I'm pretty sure we'd still have prehistoric birds like Forest Rockus or things like that.
Ugh.
Like a terror
Imagine
bird.
birds with teeth.
Oh, those existed,
Ooh,
by the way.
bird.
Hesperornis was a small bird from the Cretaceous period. It's kind of like the penguin of that time, and it had teeth.
Yeah.
We don't know if we would still have dodo either because dodos went extinct because of humans.
Yeah, dodos
But
are
dinosaurs,
so much closer to our
because of-
time.
went to the island to kill them.
How can we
Easy
forget
rocks.
the elephant bird from Madagascar? Those were wiped off because of human hunting.
Yep.
There are a lot of species that are dead. Like there are species that died off just centuries ago. Hell, the northern white rhino is now extinct.
There was like this dog-looking animal with like a thin-looking tail with stripes on it.
You mean the Tasmanian wolf?
Yes.
Yeah, that died off. Like the last one died off in a zoo, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tasmanian tiger, not wolf.
They did.
It has multiple names. It's Tasmanian tiger, Tasmanian wolf, thigh something. I forgot, but it has multiple names.
But the last video, they only have one video, and it was
they still exist. They're still here.
no, that's Tasmanian devil, not tiger.
No, I'm not talking about the devil. I'm talking about the one with the stripes.
Tasmanian tiger.
Yeah, they
Which is
still,
extinct.
there's still some out there.
They
Maybe.
found a video of some on a deer cam.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm talking about.
They only did like 2 videos, but they did prove that it still exists. It's just hard to find.
Oh,
Yeah.
I might actually have to find this. Just check it out later. But anyway, let's digress back to it. We've gone way off the trail. So we've gone from the farms, from cities, and now I guess we're talking about beaches.
The ocean.
I think it'd be dangerous to be.
Well,
on
think
a
about
beach.
the beach. Like, let's not just focus on the ocean, but also the beach. Like, I think there'd be less dinosaurs there, and like depending on the topography, there'd be more pterosaurs. Because remember, pterosaurs
Were
made
there,
their
like,
clip,
ancient
made them.
crabs and stuff back then too.
Of course, like horseshoe crabs and things like that. Like crabs
were
have been
they
around
giant?
for. I have never heard of a giant crab that lived.
They haven't changed in size. But if you think about this, if there's crocodiles that swim the beach shoreline, now what do you think they did back then?
Yeah.
They were bigger.
They were
Like 30 feet long.
still traveled through
Hold on. Let me look this up.
Yeah.
Biggest
Because you also gotta think there's saltwater and there's
Prehistoric-
freshwater crocodiles.
crab. Okay, hold on. The Tasmanian giant crab. It is.
Giant crab.
Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. It's a very large species of crab that it's still alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are 39 pounds and they're 18 inches wide. That is the biggest prehistoric crab that's ever lived. So that crab is 1.5 foot long. And foot wide, excuse me. So it's not, and since they're still alive today, I don't think it'd be that drastic.
There's the
Yeah,
same size
true.
of each thing.
Yeah.
They haven't changed at all. They're the same.
Yeah.
That's one fat crab.
And then there are horseshoe crabs. Those were around for ages. Like
Yeah,
there
I've
was even
actually
some
touched one
in.
before.
There was actually one in Hell Creek, which surprisingly is a lot like Florida. Apparently, like the environment
Yeah,
that dinosaurs like T-Rex and Triceratops lived in was a lot like Florida. Yeah, beaches would mostly be populated with pteranodons and other pterosaurs and things like that. Depending on like cliffs and things like that. Like
to watch out for.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Dinotopia?
Yes.
Yeah.
What if that happened? But
Huh?
like we couldn't talk to the animals, but we could still like communicate with them.
Oh, that'd be so weird.
That'd be pretty funny.
And we could also ride them.
Well, that's also something
That'd
we'll
be
be
cool.
talking about at some point.
More
Like
dinosaur
elephants.
parks.
Yeah.
There'll be real Jurassic Worlds all over the world.
It's a Jurassic World after all.
Yeah.
Someone needs to copyright that song. It's a Jurassic World after all. But anyway, I feel like you wouldn't even need cliffs for the pteranodons. Like they probably just like hang out around the shops or like the buildings around the beaches that would make their nests, and that's where they'd hang around until they need to find fish.
We could have like perches and stuff.
Oh yeah, just like
Farm-made.
build in perches. Like,
Yeah.
like okay, stay off our houses. This is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna build
Yeah.
perches
Like make
for them to like sit
habitable
on.
for them and us.
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Jurassic World Evolution 2, actually. They just added like these perches that you could put in your aviary.
So bad for the fishermen who have to fish and like do crabbing and
Wonder
all
if we
that
had
stuff.
giant boats.
I have the books of Dinotopia. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they had books. Also, hello, CryoFlare. Welcome to the podcast.
I bet they would have like giant boats made of like reinforced stuff, just because they
Just
gotta
because
think
of the dangers that are in the water.
Mhm.
Like,
and like reinforced nets and everything.
yeah, mosasaurs aren't the only things over there. There were also pliosaurs like Chronosaurus, Liopleurodon, Pliosaurus. Those
And I
were in the
wonder
water
if our
too.
food source is bigger.
I'm pretty sure
Like,
they'd end up
besides modern
hunting
fish,
I'm pretty sure
it'd be
they'd end up
bigger.
hunting like their own like I'm pretty sure if we had mosasaurs they'd be hunting like shellfish because I'm pretty sure that's what they were into. They were into sharks, turtles, shellfish. Some of the times they'd even eat their own kind.
But
Extinct right now.
like you know how we get fish and they're somewhat the same size.
Yeah.
What if we lived with dinosaurs? Like the ancient fish are bigger, so we would have to basically catch less because our food source is bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It
interesting.
would last longer.
Yeah.
Imagine
So we
if we
wouldn't
caught
have
if
to-
someone caught a Xenophactinus, which if you guys didn't know, it's a giant prehistoric fish. It has this bulldog-like face, and
There's
it's
gonna be fishing competitions to grab it.
Yeah.
Catch the biggest one.
With the spikes as a dorsal fin.
what was that?
Is that the shark with the spikes as a dorsal fin?
No, hold on. Let me find an image. Ziphactinus. It was in Sea Monsters.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go ahead and find the image. Let's see. I found it. Copy image address.
They have like
And
a light on top of his head.
no, it's not an anglerfish. It's a long,
Oh,
bulldog-looking fish. It's very ugly. Let's see. Okay, gotta find it. I've saved it. I just gotta figure out where I saved it. Show in folder. Okay, it's gonna be at the bottom. I know. I'm a professional YouTuber.
Aren't we all?
Okay, here it is.
yes, I remember.
That is a Xenophactinus. A
Those
Ziphactinus.
things were vicious.
Oh yeah,
in
there
that
was
movie.
one that swallowed either a Hesperornis or a kind of another kind of fish, and it died swallowing it.
These are very.
Wait, where are you guys seeing pictures at?
General.
YouTube?
In general.
Yeah,
General.
Okay.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Seen that fish before. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure even that is going to be even like just as dangerous as a shark because they don't chew their prey; they swallow it whole.
Yeah.
What about What about Dunkleosteus?
Oh, ew! That would be nasty.
Jeez.
You get bit by that, you're definitely dead because you're gonna get split in half.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, that thing was made of bone and just armor.
Yeah, I mean, yes,
It won every battle.
I feel like we might have had proper zoos for dinosaurs since we might as well have a better idea of how we can manage dinosaur animal keeping as well as providing welfare for them and larger enclosures. Yeah, kind of like Prehistoric Kingdom. Also, welcome to the podcast, Dinosaur King.
Humans are basically extinct now.
Like at this point, like if dinosaurs were to be around, we would have a situation where, like, yeah, humans are fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or we could have it where we had like Dinotopia, but we had like zoos and stuff of dinosaurs.
Or like as you mentioned before, like we have to rethink our architecture to keep certain dinosaurs out.
We probably have steel reinforced walls
Or
that
concrete.
Sanctuaries too for the dinosaurs.
Yeah. Like there would have to be designated areas like for people to not be in dinosaur populated areas.
Yep.
Surfing is probably going to be an outright nightmare though.
Yeah.
I can
Swimming in the ocean.
I can easily imagine a Cretoxorhina, which Jurassic, if you remember, is a prehistoric shark, just coming up to you and be like, "Nyam!"
Hello.
And Cretoxorhina are not small sharks; they are very big.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're dead in one gulp.
Yeah.
Delicious little snack.
Wait, hold on. River Monsters' Jeremy Wade actually used a marlin to compare its body to Xiphactinus. The feeding was clearly different, but they were still speedy. Huh. So we got a fish that's fast and will swallow you whole.
I think Jeremy Wade would be on all that, like for sure. Like, let me.
Oh, he would 100% go out into the ocean just to catch a Xiphactinus. 100%.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He would not care.
He wouldn't hesitate.
Nope.
He's fearless.
He's gone from river monsters to ocean monsters.
Honestly.
I don't have Animal Planet anymore, so I can't watch him anymore.
Oh, no. There's one episode I saw where he swam alongside a Nile crocodile.
Jeez.
Like, even that must be unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's get on to the topic of the sky.
The sky. Oh, airplanes would really have to be careful. Especially if you would have to look out for... I don't think pteranodons would be the biggest issue. It would be Quetzalcoatlus and Hatzegopteryx, the big ones, the really big ones.
And Quetzal wasn't that big compared to the Jurassic World Dominion trailer.
Oh, no, definitely not.
Because of evolution.
In real life, Quetzalcoatlus was about as tall as a giraffe.
Yeah.
Helicopterion.
I'm trying to think of the altitude they fly.
Yeah. So you have to fly higher than a Ketz just to keep it out of like getting it of either you getting hit or it hitting you. Either way, if the pterosaur hits the plane, it's dead. There's no way it's going to survive.
Yeah.
Like its body is just too fragile to handle that kind of impact.
And there would be more armored planes too.
Yeah.
You'd honestly need more armored planes. How would it be getting landing if like there's a Stegosaurus on the runway? What do you do?
Like, what can you do?
Yeah, like you just do a couple loops until it gets out of the runway.
or what about again sauropods, like something like an Argentinosaurus in the runway? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Can't really
it's so big and so slow. It's gonna take a while for it to get out of the way. All right. Helicopterion would also suck because of their toothy saw blade jaws. Oh yeah, the shark with the saw blade mouth. I forgot about that one.
Carcharchodon, is that one? Is that what it's called? Carcharchodon?
No,
I'm thinking of a different one.
Helicoprion.
Helicoprion. Okay.
Oh yeah, the saw-toothed shark.
Yep,
oh yeah,
that one. But then again, it probably acted like an actual shark. Like if it did attack you, it probably did it by an accident.
That's my favorite prehistoric shark.
It's different period of shark.
Yeah.
So, like whatever they can eat, they'll eat. Because food is probably scarce.
Yeah, probably.
Back then.
Yeah. So yeah, the sky, like, I guess all you could really do is just armor up your planes and just avoid pterosaur airspace. That's really all you can do.
Because they probably have migration patterns like birds do.
Oh yeah, 100%, like to breed or find food and things like that.
So we
Migration
know that
would be
we
a
could
big
probably
problem.
avoid them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to I digress. Like going back to like water, like going into rivers and things like that. Like fishermen, like I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, as people, we like to fish. We like to go out on boats, cast our lines and catch something like a bass or a muskellunge or anything like that. Game fish.
Yeah.
Imagine if you caught an Onchopristis, which is a giant sawfish.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, the one that was in Planet Dinosaur.
The one that got eaten by the Spinosaurus.
The giant saw shark.
Pteranodon flying into a jet engine. Oh, that put a nasty image in my head.
No.
Oh, just it shredded and the jet exploding because of the pterosaur getting stuck in there.
Thanks for describing that in even more detail to put it in my head.
I don't think Helicopterion would go after humans. Their teeth had little wear, so they would likely eat things with no bones like squids. Oh, so soft-body things like squid and octopus and things like that.
Wonder if we would have the ancient giant octopuses and everything.
Well, we do have a colossal squid, so I'm not saying it's not outside the possibility. But yeah, that with Onchopristis, there is the possibility of a Spinosaurus being in the area as well. I honestly think that that's one of the safer big carnivores to be around because they're fish eaters. I don't think they would eat a human unless they absolutely had to.
Yeah, we'd look tiny.
Give it a couple fish to keep it happy.
Yeah.
They want a big, nice shark to eat or something.
Sperm whale?
Hmm?
The tale of Moby, the sperm whale, would have probably never happened because the sailors were too scared to go out in the ocean because of Mosasaurus, Megalodon, but they would still have to whale hunt for blubber and oil, but maybe the tale of Moby would have never happened.
Yeah.
It might just be changed to...
Also, I feel like Quetzalcoatlus and Hatzegopteryx will be terrifying since they have been known to go after smaller animals and themselves. Oh yeah, that's right, because Hatzegopteryx and Quetzalcoatlus can eat small dinosaurs. They could probably eat human in one swallow. I'm just now thinking that's going to be the scariest pterosaur out there. Like Pteranodon, it's not. I mean, I think it's safe to say that the Pteranodons in Jurassic Park are highly exaggerated. A real life animal would never attack a human. I think they'd eat the corpse if there was one there, but I don't think it would actually, straight up attack and kill a human.
I think they're more like scavenger animals.
Or fishers.
And the thing is, they can't even carry a human in real life. It's too heavy for them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Quetzalcoatlus and Hatzegopteryx, those can easily eat you. In one, like, their beak is as big as a man.
Yeah.
Also,
I feel like pteranodons would mainly be around Disney World because that's probably where a lot of people and food would be.
Yeah.
So they're just like, "Oh, sweet, a child. Let's eat that."
Yeah.
Oh,
also, they are
man,
fast.
they are coming.
Also, they are fast sprinters, which makes them even more terrifying. I don't want to even think about that. Like, they don't even need to fly to catch you. They can just run up to you and be like, "Yum, clicky clacky." Yeah, that's a scary prospect. But yeah, going back to the river thing, like Spinosaurs would do really well in the swamps in Florida.
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody who lives in Florida.
Me.
I'm wondering, maybe we would have like mind control for dinosaurs, or
I don't even want to think of that because that's some
stuff like that.
Shock collar might actually be useful if it was like a smaller animal. I think that'd be more tame, but. There's also those people that are like, shock collars are cruel, then we shouldn't use them on animals and things like that.
Yeah.
I personally don't have a thing against shock collars. I mean, I'm going to be wearing one. But I honestly don't see an issue with them as long as you're not abusive with them. Like, if you're just using it to tell an animal to shut up, then it's fine. Or, like, keeping them within an invisible fence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, that's acceptable. But you keep abusing it, like going, shut up, shut up, shut up. Like, you actually have a button that you push on it rather than let it happen automatically. That's abusive. I don't like that.
We could
Yeah.
have like I mentioned, like giant walls and stuff. If like a large dinosaur would get too close, it would get shocked. It would like judge its size and determine
Mhm.
whether it's a threat or not, and maybe like send it a little shock to get rid of it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
how would
We
it
could put,
know?
like,
Because we have,
you
remember,
could put chips in it.
like small carnivores.
Like,
kind of like a tracking, like an animal or something like that.
Well,
Yeah.
we got like scanners and stuff that it can just scan their bodies
Yeah,
when
maybe.
it gets too close.
Yeah.
maybe have it like as a plate that it's like, oh, that's 300 pounds. We know it's this dinosaur. Let's put
Yep.
this amount of shocking power
Yep.
on the pad or whatever.
So basically make
Yeah.
it so it's not lethal. Just a little shock to make them,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let's not go this way. Turn around.
Yeah.
Because I imagine if, like, a Brachiosaurus or something hits its head against, like, you know those little boxes or, like, cylinders you see on, like, power cables? If its head hits that, it's a direct shock to the brain. It's gonna die.
Yeah.
It's gonna go,
Yeah. That's not good.
nope. So, that would suck. We'd have to rethink our power lines. Would we make them
Probably would.
shorter or would we make them taller?
I feel like,
You might have them going underground and stuff.
yeah, I feel like underground would be the safest option. Because if you have them higher, you might have pterosaurs run into them
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and like get shocked.
yeah.
If you put them too low, then it's like some smaller dinosaurs run into it and get clotheslined.
Oh, yeah, yeah. At least some of the
Oh,
smaller
how's something
dinosaurs
being
may as
made out of
well
metal and
potentially
cement?
make fine pets like Compsognathus or Archaeopteryx. Yes, we will touch up on that on a later topic. That's actually the next topic I want to cover in the next episode, which is keeping dinosaurs as pets. So that's our next topic in the next epised. We won't touch it up today, but we will next time.
Yeah.
So, I think
And a
we should
perfect
also talk
reference for
about
that.
like the, let's see. We've been talking about like developed, civilizations, here in the United States and things like that. But what about like the places that aren't as successful, like, villages in Africa and India? They'd have a harder time keeping dinosaurs in check,
How?
I imagine.
Yeah.
They did.
I
As
mean,
I said, we might have a limited population. There wouldn't be this many people in the world. There'd
No.
be like
there wouldn't be 7
less
billion
than a
people
million.
around, like,
Yeah.
with
There'd
dinosaurs
probably just
being
be a
everywhere.
million.
Yeah, I think the numbers would go down with population.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know why, but I'm getting like that image of, I'm pretty sure you guys know about Prehistoric Park.
Mhm.
I'm just getting that image of the Titanosaur, which I think is now confirmed to be a Borealosaurus, just knocking down just some bricks from part 5, I think it was, when they were building the insect house. Just going, nudge.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
think about construction. Like,
Construction
you
would
would
be awful.
really have to, like, watch out
Y'all
for, like, a
cement,
dinosaur,
reinforced
because they
metal.
can knock them down.
Yeah.
Destroy all your progress. Heck, even just a regular house, a fully built one, it's probably going to get wrecked.
I mean, you could pull the Flintstones and use like a sauropod as like a construction
Yeah, we
worker.
Or use a mammoth for the sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh
interesting.
yeah, will we even have mammoths?
Would we? I don't know.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, if the dinosaur survived.
Mammoth would
Because that
too.
could also be a food chain for the dinosaurs too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, we also brought up Dunkleosteus, which was before the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And we'd have all kinds of weird creatures, living around. I mean,
Yeah.
I can imagine like a Scutosaurus or a Gorgonops just, hanging.
We would still have dragons.
Yeah, the Yiki.
They found a mother and a baby like up in like a mountain area in a cave, frozen.
Oh, you mean the Dragons of Fantasy Made Real thing?
No, the ones they actually put in a museum in a frozen box.
That sounds a lot like Dragons of Fantasy Made Real, the documentary that Animal Planet put out a couple years back. I love that
I
one.
don't remember.
If you
Yeah.
think a world with living dinosaurs is tough, be glad you don't live in the world of monster hunters.
I haven't been tracking down all the information for dragons, so I don't know much about the dragons and new discoveries.
What if we could ride dragons and tame dragons? Oh, that'd be
I was
awesome.
in dragons.
Yeah.
How to train your dragon.
How to train your Quetzalcoatlus.
How to train a velociraptor.
Oh, that wouldn't be hard. I mean, it's essentially just a giant eagle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Giant chicken.
what was I saying earlier? We were talking about the mammoth sink. Where did we leave off before we? Oh yeah, the dragons. There was a dinosaur found, the Yiki and Epidexipteryx. They found like they had like these membranous structures between their fingers, so they kind of did look like dragons, and I believe they could also glide.
Ooh.
It
Kinda
literally,
like that lizard that can fly a little
yeah,
bit, and then
the Draco lizard.
fish that fly a little bit.
Let's see.
They glide.
I don't know. There are also larger predators like Acrocanthosaurus, where it could shove objects over. Tyrannosaurus attacking campsites, or at least Giganotosaurus is a large concern as well. Well, that does beg the question of what is the most dangerous dinosaur around. I've always said it was the Utah raptor.
Yeah, I feel like Utah raptor would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
But if we had a dragon, that'd be very bad.
Yeah.
It could
I
breathe
mean,
fire.
technically speaking, dinosaurs are dragons, because when people first saw dinosaur bones...
Keep in mind, what about Dinosaur Battles? Then people paying money to see them.
Oh yeah.
Or what about... Oh, we didn't even think about this. Like, dinosaurs fighting in your neighborhood. Like, we have, like, a colossal T-Rex territory dispute. That would be horrible. Like, just imagine the damage it would do. I can easily see them fighting in my backyard, one of them falling over and smashing the window right in front of me.
Or just topple over your whole house.
Oh, I don't even think about that.
Eat your dog.
Oh, no.
Well, that's one less. That would be one less annoying animal. That would be one less annoying animal in the house, I guess. Not to get too morbid. Yeah. But that does.
Once the dog wasn't annoying and you absolutely loved him,
then I'd be bawling my eyes out.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, a T-Rex fight in the neighborhood would be like, oh shit, this is not good.
I would shoot that T-Rex with the BB gun.
Yeah. And let's also not forget, like, I think it's important to remember that it's a myth that raptors can't open doors. Their hands are not pronated like in Jurassic Park. Their palms actually face each other.
Yeah, I don't think they could originally open doors.
Like
not that smart.
They can't open doors. There's no way. But they have other ways of getting in. If they know there's something in there, they're probably gonna break the glass.
Yeah. Smash it. Go right through it.
Yeah. And that's why I'd be more worried about Utah raptor than any other dinosaur. Because they're fat. Well, they're not as fast as typical dromaeosaurs because they're bulky. They're really big. But they're still quick. They're still dangerous. They're still packing. They still have a mouthful of sharp teeth and the killer claw on their foot.
What about people paying money to see dinosaur battles, like in Malta?
I feel like that would be made illegal, like dog fights or chicken fights or anything like that. I feel like that would be an illegal event.
But they would still have it though, and we would have to like enforce like police and stuff.
Like an underground tournament.
The dark underground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen in Jurassic Dominion. And there's the underground fight ring, according to the Lego sets.
Also, Australia would be struggling because Megalania would still be around, as they are venomous lizards who would go after anything they would consider as prey. Yeah, Megalania. Oh lord, didn't even think about that. The people in Australia would have a hard time with that thing. We're talking about a Komodo dragon over 20 feet. It's a big lizard. It's gonna kill you if it sees you.
Jeez.
Also, I think I should point this out just to flex a little bit. Megalania is no longer considered a valid genus. It's actually now been classified as a member of the Komodo dragon species. The only
And they would have poisonous bites because of what they eat.
Yeah. Well, actually, that's been confirmed to be a myth. Like the whole Komodo dragon thing with the bacteria. Turns out it actually is venomous.
I think I knew that, but you just want to make. But it can still happen.
Yeah.
With like T-Rex and stuff.
Yeah, but that's just sepsis.
Now, Giga. What are we gonna do with the Giga?
The Giga. That's a tough one. I mean, it's just another big carnivore like a T-Rex, so I imagine it would be just as bad.
What is bigger, a T-Rex or a Spino?
Why do I hear so much audio like going on?
Yeah, where's that come from?
My baby sister's whining.
Oh. Anyway, the Spinosaurus is longer, but it's now being said that T-Rex may have been heavier. So technically speaking, if that is true, T-Rex is the bigger of the two.
But what about height?
And Giga would have been faster too.
Oh yeah. Estimates are now saying that Giga probably ran over 30, almost 40 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the aisle is totally wrong, and I hope they fix that in Avrima.
But will they? Probably not.
Probably not.
Plus, when we look at the teeth of the Giga and the Rex, we're talking about two different beasts altogether. The T-Rex has blunt, serrated, teeth. They have a very distinct shape. These are the teeth of a bone crusher. Getting bitten by a T-Rex would be like getting.
Teeth were built for making them bleed to death.
Yes, the Giga had sharp knife-like teeth, which they used like to bleed.
Yes.
So the Giga was a bleeder, and the T-Rex was a bone crusher.
So who would win? Because with the Giga, if it bites the T-Rex and they forfeit, the T-Rex can still die after the battle. But with T-Rex, if it bites the Giga can suffer severe bone loss or whatever.
Yeah.
And die.
There's actually a video from a channel called Dangerville that actually talks about who would win in a fight.
Yes,
and it turns out, despite Giga being slightly bigger, being faster, and having like a bleeding bite, the T-Rex would actually still win because it was, it wasn't as fast and it didn't have the bleeding bite. But all the T-Rex would have to do is just get one bite, and that's it. The Giga would be dead. Yep. Like, no animal would be able to survive the bone crush of the T-Rex. We're talking about an animal that can bite like 3 tons of force.
It could break your skull.
It will do more than that. It will rupture everything it's been biting into. It will crush bone. It will break your neck. It will do everything to you. It'll just screw you. It will just send you into the afterlife the most painful way possible. I don't know if you guys have seen my reaction to 10 Ways to Die in Jurassic World, but have you guys ever bitten into a hot dog?
Yes.
Yes. Hold on. I'm gonna leave the video call for like 20 seconds because my friend sent me something. Hold on.
Alright. Now, here's the other thing you have to keep in mind. Would you bite a hot dog with all your bite force?
No, because they don't have a bone in it.
No. Like, would you bite it with every ounce of your strength? Like, for any reason?
Probably not, because I know there's nothing hard in the center of it.
Exactly. You don't have to. A T-Rex wouldn't have to bite a human with all its strength to kill it. Because if it did, it would bite you clearly in half. A subtle bite would do more than enough damage. All it had to do is bite you, shake you around, breaking your bones, stretching muscle, and tearing ligaments until you were swallowed whole. The moment you died was when you died of blood loss and just seconds before you were swallowed. You would still feel incredible pain as you were bitten and shaken, unless you were lucky enough to have the teeth penetrate your heart or your head.
Yep.
I would also imagine a few turf war between 2 different prehistoric species, such as Mosasaurus fighting Megalodon, which we talked about, or Allosaurus fighting Ceratosaurus. That's an interesting one. Have you guys ever seen Jurassic Fight Club?
I have not.
They made the Ceratosaurus the Allosaurus's punching bag.
Ooh.
Even though it's perfectly capable of defending itself. They made it a point to not only say the Ceratosaurus was weaker, they mocked it. Like the documentary straight up mocks it. They made the Ceratosaurus the weaker of the two just for views. When Ceratosaurus...
Jurassic Fight Club is very inaccurate. I do not like it.
Yeah. I did not like their portrayal of the Ceratosaurus specifically because of the fact that they straight up mocked it and made it the Allosaurus' punching bag.
Yes.
In actual life, Ceratosaurus would have actually held its own pretty well against an Allo. It had teeth that was even bigger than an Allo's, despite being smaller.
And it was also a very good swimmer, too, apparently.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
We studied that the bone vertebrae in the tail was very strong.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like in a 1v1 match, Ceratosaurus wouldn't be as easily taken down as we see in Jurassic Fight Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. What other imagine like a spectacle like, Argentinosaurus and Mapusaurus, which is basically a close relative of the Giga.
Huh?
Imagine that. Like, you just see a gang of Gigas, or Mapusaurus, taking on a lone Argentinosaurus. They're just taking turns biting at it.
That was actually on Dinosaur Planet, so I know where you're getting this from.
Yeah. We know that from Planet Dinosaur that they didn't necessarily need to kill the animal. They didn't need to kill it. They just needed to bite off enough for them to eat.
Yeah.
This is seen today in the cookie cutter shark.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
They're almost like parasites in a way.
Yep.
But yeah.
They just get what they need and leave you alone, and then they get what you need and leave you alone.
Yep. And if you die, well, free food!
Free food. Right there.
Yeah, you don't need to ever hunt again for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let's also think about like a situation where you have a dead sauropod and it's just been laying there for days. A carnivore is bound to find that.
Yeah.
And because of how big it is, you're going to end up with it.
Dispose of it, though.
That'd be tasty.
Oh, we didn't even think about if we could actually eat the dinosaurs. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That is a possibility.
Cattle and livestock.
Yeah, sauropod burgers. There would be whole restaurants dedicated to that.
You know what? That also brings me to my next question, and I get asked this a lot. What did dinosaurs taste like?
Tastes like chicken.
Well, that's the thing, right? You'd think that because they're closely related to birds, but you also got to remember that animals taste a certain way because of what they've been fed.
Yeah. More
So-
likely by the texture, like their skin and their bone mass and stuff, they'll probably be like elephant, kinda, in a way, mixed with like a cow.
I imagine the closest thing to beef that we would find in a dinosaur would be a hadrosaur.
Yeah.
And if we ate something like a T-Rex, maybe an alligator?
Probably. Anything with tough textured skin would probably be more like an alligator.
Yeah. I mean, heck, a velociraptor might not even taste like a chicken, even though it looks like one.
It probably tastes like if you were eating like a salamander or something.
It probably end up tasting like I don't know if people have actually done this, like eating an actual bird of prey.
Yeah.
Like, it might end up tasting like that. I've never personally eaten any other bird aside from turkey and chicken. I want to try duck, but...
Fried duck, it's really dry.
And I know that there are people that eat sandhill cranes, which are actually in my area. But I've never heard of anyone straight up eating an eagle.
Cranes. I studied when I was in Florida. I was stuck there, and I was studying the behavior of sandhill cranes, and I seen a whole family of them.
Oh yeah,
There's 2 parents and 2 little babies.
Yeah.
They had very long legs, and they were yellow like chicks from chickens.
Yeah.
And I was just following them around, and I wasn't even that close, and they started like honking, and that's when I started running.
Yeah, interesting fact: the
That was
Rodan,
like a warning call.
the Rodan from Godzilla King of the Monsters. A lot of the calls that they made was actually Sandhill Crane vocalizations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel like raptors would have crow-like intelligence. Sure, they can't open doors with their hands, but they would figure out how to get into a room one way or another. Yeah, break the glass.
Yeah.
Like what I just said.
But maybe we can train them.
Well,
too.
yeah, that's also the subject of like pets and things like that. We could have like a separate topic of like hunting dinosaurs, like keeping them like to hunt.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole.
It
We could
basically
really
be
delve
our
down into
version of
that.
animals.
Yeah, they would literally be no different than animals we have alive right now.
Yeah. We just gotta figure out which
Just
is which.
on a grander
How we
scale.
deal
But
with that.
here's the thing. Velociraptor, the Triceratops, Archaeopteryx, they could all be bigger because of evolution, but hopefully not. But keep in mind that Triceratops and Velociraptors still are pretty small if they didn't evolve. So keep that in mind.
Well, I think with this podcast, we're just gonna take the dinosaurs like face value, like they haven't changed at all, like since their supposed extinction.
Yeah.
Like they have not
We would have
evolved.
lots
Like
of meat then.
oh yeah, definitely.
Well, we also got to consider the growth rate because if they're larger animals, they can be like elephants and take years to fully grow.
Oh yeah, like the Isle.
But if we have smaller animals,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
it'd
I
be
think
like chickens and
yeah.
pigs and cattle
I-
if we have some of that size.
I've seen several articles saying that like dinosaurs like T-Rex, they grew at about the same rate as a human. By the time they were 18 years old, they were pretty much an adult.
Which is still a pretty long time.
It is, yeah.
And you know, T-Rexes were 8 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
So that'll take like 2 years, 3 years even.
Yeah, by the time a T-Rex was 13, it hit a massive growth spurt.
Yep.
Something like a
There won't be
Velociraptor, though.
much T-Rex.
Yeah, a Velociraptor, though, would probably take about the same amount of time to grow as, like, say, a dog.
Yeah.
And probably have this, like, I've actually read somewhere that I think Velociraptor specifically may have lived to have been only 6 years old before it died.
That's less than dogs.
But it's
Well,
about the
if
same
you consider
depending
the
on,
species of
it
dog.
depends on the breed.
Yeah.
So you would have a Velociraptor around for about as long as, say, a dog. But anyway, digressing. Well, I think we actually got a lot of good points, but I think we finally need to come to a conclusion. Like, in our current world, as it is right now, is it possible for humans and dinosaurs to live together?
I think it would be if we had
Yes.
like the right materials too.
Yeah. We would have to
Like the right equipment.
again, it revolves around our architecture and our way of life being perfectly different than what it is right now.
Yeah.
So, yes, I do think it's possible, but we'd have to rethink our everyday living.
Yeah, we couldn't live the same life.
No, everything would be different. Yeah.
Very,
But,
very different.
yeah, so our conclusion is yes, but we have to change some things up.
Yeah.
Yep.
There was actually a poll done by Goji Center, the same channel that I keep bringing up, that actually brought up the same question, which inspired this episode of the podcast. If humans and dinosaurs could coexist, 70% of the people who voted said yes.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we don't kill them off already.
Drop the nuke.
Just drop
Yeah.
the
Forget the
nuke.
meteorite. Just drop the nuke. But anyway, y'all, I think this is a good place as any to end tonight's podcast. We've got a lot of good points. We're definitely, I think we got a lot of good stuff that we've talked about here. You know,
Before we end the stream, maybe we could talk a little bit more on that new photo that came out today, and what are our speculations for the second trailer?
Oh yes, for the Giganotosaurus animatronic that was shown. Did you guys see that one yet?
Yes.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yes. I posted it in general if you want to see it.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
It's literally the animatronic of the Giga.
Pretty big.
It kind of looks like the like a mixture between a Giga and the Dominus Rex.
I think that was the main inspiration behind this.
Yeah, same
And
jaw
Dominus
and
Rex
mouth.
was the
Kinda.
Giga DNA.
Yeah. I also found out something interesting. Giga was actually originally going to be in Fallen Kingdom, but was cut.
Yes, I seen that too.
Why does he have blue like blue does?
Wait, it's not blue. It's just light. An actual
Oh.
life. It was like a grayish green. But yeah, we see
But that facility.
all the ladies all bunched up together and all the men bunched up together. What the hell? And there's Maisie. Maisie's in here. What the heck, child? Why are you here? Yeah, I think the gig is going to give these guys a little bit of the chase because let's be honest, who's going to come to save the day in this scene?
T-Rex.
Yes.
I think right there, my speculation is right there. That Giga is gonna go for Ian, and out of nowhere, because of the plot, the T-Rex comes out of nowhere and roars, and then the Giga roars at it like the Indominus did.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Rexy, according to what I've heard, Steven Spielberg is giving Rexy plot armor, so she can't die. So there's only one way this fight can go down.
Long live Rexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
also,
what about Blue having a baby?
Oh yeah, I feel like we can have like
about that. I think that'd be adorable.
Yeah, I think we could have like a whole episode. Yeah.
Okay, I want you guys to check out my video on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna post it in Discord, and I make up a really good point that you see. And because of this, I think that Ghost gets ran over by a car. So I'm gonna post that video, and I'm gonna show you guys what you mean. It's 4 minutes long, so
yeah.
But it's a really good point.
Yeah.
Blue got pregnant if she was the alpha female.
Well,
did she have to mate with one of the betas?
Oh no. There's a theory that she might be asexual.
Like the Scorpius Rex.
Like I did a whole trailer breakdown as well, where I discussed my own theories, so they might be there. We could definitely do like a whole episode together. When we get closer to Dominion's release, we can have like a whole podcast episode of like, okay, let's theorize what we know about Jurassic World Dominion and piece it all together.
Yeah, I want to see the baby Blue.
Like my trailer breakdown is over half an hour long. But yeah,
Okay, I'm posting right now. There. I want you guys to watch that video. I mean, my voice is pretty cringe, but whatever.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my chat on hold while we do this. All right, so be right back, you guys.
Okay.
interesting in theory. But anyway, I think now we're gonna go ahead and wrap up tonight's podcast. I'm great. I'm pretty happy that we ended up doing this for our first episode.
I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I think we raised
Got a lot of
some
points.
interesting points. We'll definitely revisit them in our next episode, which is talk about pets, like which dinosaurs.
And
Like
by the time
Yeah.
our next episode is out, the second trailer for Dominion will be out probably.
Oh, that's what we hope for. But anyway,
The 10th or 11th.
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the things we should bear in mind is, okay, what dinosaurs would make great pets? Which ones would be worse pets? Carnivores, how would we make them as pets? Would there be a certain legal thing we have to do? Bear all this in mind when we go to the next episode. But that's all for now. If you guys enjoyed today's podcast, leave a like, subscribe today, hit that notification bell so you know when there's anything new. Link to the Discord in the description down below. And until next time, this is Tyranno Senpai and everyone else here signing off.
Bye.
Alrighty then. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Bye.
Bye.